Pizzeria, the next generation of kids' entertainment. As you already know, you'll be guarding this place until 6 in the morning, and as your boss, I'm obliged to help you understand your job and the tools you'll be allowed to use during the shift. So, first things first, I've got to be honest, your current setup might not be very optimal, so to say. I didn't have time to prepare a designated room for you in the location, so you'll just have to manage with using one of the internet cafe monitors near the stage, next to the gang. Don't start complaining just yet. I set a nice spot near the window for you. Even brought a fan. Anyway, the phone you have in your hand, it's usually used by kids during the day for games and whatnot, but I've sorted out a security application that only activates during the night, which is when you're here, obviously. Everything you'll ever need for your job is ready to use. Go on, press some buttons. You can check all the rooms with set cameras that are connected online, and the ventilation system too. Alright, I know what you're thinking. First night on the job, I'm rambling a bit, it's a lot to take in. And yes, I know there are a bunch of anthropomorphic plastic animals around you, watching you work. Trust me when I say I know how that feels. Your imagination might get a tad bit out of control. Stress does that to you. But don't worry, you're completely safe here. I've built this place from the ground up to be one of the most transparent, honest, and safest places on Earth. Unlike some other businesses. If you ever start feeling anxious, looking out the window or just, taking a look outside should calm you. That tends to work for me at least. Right, back to the anthropomorphic animals. I'm sure you've already guessed by now that these are our animatronic characters. Top of the line technology. Honestly, the name animatronic doesn't do them justice. They're more like multi-purpose robots. They can be programmed to do anything I can think of. They pretty much run this place now. Of course, again, they are completely harmless. They aren't physically capable of hurting anybody. Made sure of that myself. I think I might be going on for too long. Last thing on the list. You may have noticed that this is a pre-recorded message, which means if you want to ask a question, you won't get an answer. But hey, to fix that, I've given you some options. I stayed up all night to set up a simple Q&A system to go with your app. When this call ends, you will get 3 topics to choose from, and when you select one of them, another audio message of mine will play to help explain whatever you want to know more about. Quite nifty, right? Obviously not quite as much freedom as a normal phone call, but it'll have to do for now. Well, that's it for your first night. Check those cameras and don't forget to take a breather once in a while, alright? Your 3 options should appear now. The Popgoes Pizzeria. It really is something, right? Which makes this a pretty broad topic to talk about, but I bet you can just guess how most of it works by taking a look at the place. Though I honestly think the next generation of kids' entertainment sounds dull, it is a fitting motto. When a kid opens the door, they can grab a weaselware phone from one of the shelves and play around with it. The phone will connect to a monitor like yours, but during the day it'll let the kids play games, make things with the 3D printers to paint on, use some of the repurposed arcades, etc. All of this and no staff required. Yes, Popgoes and the crew keep the children and the equipment safe at all times. If they see a kid gnawing on a phone or a wire, they'll just take it away from him and get the parents sort it all out. Of course, that's not everything, but these options are meant to be short, so I'll try to be more specific with the other set of questions. That's it for the first night. See you tomorrow.
Simon says that do exactly want to learn the truth.
Right, here again. Second night. Hope you've gotten used to your job by now, pressing buttons on a phone. You'll have trouble finding a job that actually requires you to be on one of those. Anyway, I expect efficient use of that phone, Kip. Oh, and I'll let you know now, don't start slacking off. I'm paying attention. After your first week is done, I'll be doing a review of your progress to see if you are fit to continue or not. If you do your job especially well, I might even give you a bonus. But I guess there isn't even that much for you to do. I know I haven't given you much to work with just yet, as this is just the test run. But there is something for you to do in case you get bored, I suppose. Since, well, I'm not going to treat you like those robots behind you. So we're entering the winter time. I imagine you'll be working just next week, so it's going to get pretty darn cold for you. And I'm sure you've already noticed this from yesterday. I don't know. I have given you access to the ventilation system, which means you should be able to turn on the heating grids once in a while to warm up the place. They'll stay on for about a minute, probably, but that's long enough, right? Bear in mind the vents go around the perimeter of the building, so I'm sure you'll figure it out. Well, that should keep you entertained. God, I hope you're as easily pleased as I am. That's all for tonight. Oh, wait, now it's your time to talk. Here you go. Ah, yes, it does look kind of weird, doesn't it? Well, as with all of the other systems in the building, I designed those heaters myself. They're just very thick laser beams going from one face of the vent to the other. You should be able to see a square rim around the vent section with a light that switches between red and green. That rim is what keeps the...
Keep finding me. I'll tell you everything.
this call by pointing out that I actually made a mistake in my previous message, which was yesterday's main recording for you. I said that the heaters in the vents stayed on for a minute when you turned them on. In reality, I made it closer to like 9 seconds or something, so sorry about that. Not a huge mistake, but I should own up to it anyway. It's one of the only things I haven't got written down. I should actually make a note of it now, I suppose. I'm kind of tired right now. I've been doing all these calls in one take, so I've just noticed it. Such a huge difference, too. 1 minute should be 10 seconds. Geez, I'm an idiot sometimes. Hey, now that you've been here for 2 nights, correct? Beginning your 3rd one now, yes? Tell me, what do you think about the place? The pizzeria, I mean. It's real special. Let me tell you, during the day you can really feel it. The fantasy, the fun, the safety, you know? Kids can run down the halls and be greeted by the characters. They gather around and sing with them on the stage. They build and print out these figurines like posable toys. And of course they get to paint them, coat them in a binding agent, etc. Makes them feel grown up. Makes them feel special, you know? I remember this kid one day. Totally heartwarming. There was this kid. He was running around and somehow managed to open one of the locked rooms. The server room, I think it was. And he started messing around in there. Well, I was in my office, like always, and I see this kid on the camera. I start to get a little worried. Here we go again, I'm saying to myself. And I was about to go get him sorted out myself, but right then, as I'm taking my jacket off, Blake, that badger character to your left, gets in the room with the kid and starts to play a little game using the server room's monitor. Have you know the game Simon Says? Well, it was like that. He just turned it. Hold on now. I'll sort the rest out later. I'll leave this message here. The option should be up for you now. Sorry about this. Oh, you don't know what that game is? That's alright, no matter. For a quick explanation, it's a game where someone shows you a colour, like, green, yellow, red, and you have to repeat the same colour back to them. Sometimes there are multiple colours which you need to repeat in the same order back, but in the case of Blake and the boy, who was quite young, it was only one. Sorry if that wasn't that good of an explanation, but it's just a kid's game, nothing more. During the day you can play it on one of the monitors here with that panel in front of you. A bit more complicated than just a colour appearing on a screen, but, same concept. They use the phone for that too. That's children's stuff though. Don't let me down with you playing games during your shift. Speaking of work, you should get back to it. See you tomorrow. Hello again. I've decided to take some breaks between recording these calls. Not many are left, but still, I didn't think it would be this stressful. I've just got some notes, not a script or anything. I feel like I might be talking too much about things that are obvious for you, so I'm just going to wing this one. I think at this point you must be pretty confident with your job now, if you can even call it that. I think now might be a good time for you to know a little more about me. I have a feeling that you might be curious, am I wrong? Right then. I was born in November 1968 in Texas, lived a fine life up until my teens, had no real problems with my family, but we weren't exactly rich. My father was an architect at the time, and my mother stayed home with my brother and I. Until the 80s, we lived in a flat, or I suppose it would have been called an apartment over there. It was pretty decent, I think, but honestly, I can't remember much. I had an accident in my teens, stuff I really don't want to talk about. Please don't ask. I might explain in a later call or something if there is time. Anyway, fortunately I survived the injury, believe it or not. It was all down to a very generous donor of blood. The whole thing was pretty strange and big for us, and all I know was a small team of people, or maybe it was one person, was willing to give tons of blood to the hospital, and after an entire encyclopedia of signed papers, the transfusion was allowed on behalf of the procedure being an experiment. I was close to death, bear in mind. I lost most of my memory from before the incident, and the whole event caused a huge stir in the media. I was 18, and with the state I was in, paparazzi wasn't the best treatment. You know? So I sorted out something with my parents, and we moved here to England. So, hopefully on top of being a security guard, you can be a friend too. I wanted to get some of these stories off my chest for a while. I don't have many people to share them with. And my daughter's kind of busy most of the time. Just someone for me to talk to. And of course, listen to, so go ahead. What do you want to talk about? Ah, nice. I like answering this question. Although my daughter's the only one who actually asked, or has even been given the opportunity to. I'll let you in on a secret. Not a big one, but I think it might be interesting to an outsider. The characters that you see around here weren't originally going to be for a pizzeria. Crazy, right? They're colourful cartoon animals with pink guitars, yellow eyes. Well, it's true. They originally had a totally different purpose. I get nightmares pretty easily. Stupid stuff, like going to the zoo or standing on a tall building. I'll go to sleep that night and wake up in a cold sweat from a nightmare about a creepy porcelain doll. It's ridiculous. Anyway, not a lot of medication can help with that kind of thing, so for a few months I tried a psychic route, like mystic, almost religious kind of solution. It was recommended by a friend I've spoken to online, and it worked, but only once. The idea was that if I designed and created a scarecrow kind of ornament that was entirely designed to fight what I was having nightmares of, then it would appear in those nightmares and destroy, in a sense, the fear from its core. So, for example, if I had a nightmare of falling from a great height, then making a model of a trampoline in the real world might help get rid of that fear in the nightmare world, do you understand? Anyway, I ended up making a load of these scarecrow designs with only one of them actually working. At that time, I heard about this auction thing going on in America. I travelled over there, ended up buying some things, one of which was a hat that used to belong to a famous pizzeria character, which caused a bit of controversy in the area. I bought the remains of an old busted robot, based the gang around it, and a box filled with the parts. I have them here in the attic. Anyways, from there I thought to myself, what if I started my own pizzeria and changed the remaining scarecrows into cartoon animatronics? And well, I did. Of course, since they're garden animals and not actually designed to fight my fears, they never really helped get rid of my remaining nightmares. So I still have them. The old scarecrow designs were scrapped. Can't remember what I did with them. Quite a backstory, huh? Hope it was interesting. See you tomorrow. Nice work, kid. Only a few days left of your shift. Maybe if you're super good, I'll let you mess around in my office, try out some of Weaselware's features. Though it's not that exciting, you might be able to control the gang, see what they can do. I don't know, maybe not. We'll see. I'm wondering, since I can't remember how much I've taught you up to this point, do you know about Freddy Fazbear's Pizza? I think these calls might be getting to my head, but I don't know. I've been thinking of that place a lot more than usual for the past hour or so. Not in a disturbing or scary sense, just... I'm not sure, it's like some pieces are being put together. Freddy Fazbear. You know they used to say those characters were haunted. There were some murders related to the location back in the 80s. People found some corpses buried in the animatronic suits. Really sad. I was a fan of that franchise, named my kid after one of the characters there. Not because I was a fan, really, but because I wanted to love that name again. After, you know, it doesn't matter. I was a fan of the restaurant, and it hurt to see it fall so morbidly, that's all. I wonder sometimes if there was some kind of moral reasoning behind whoever killed those kids. I have my own suspicions, as do hundreds of other people, you know? You should see what these people put online. There's a popular theory going around that the guy who did it had purple skin. Totally purple skin and purple clothes. Sounds like a demon or something, right? Something paranormal. I don't know. But around that time was when I got help from someone in the hospital. We, don't know where the blood came from. It's all... What if it was him? Oh God, this is ridiculous. I'm sorry, it's times like these when the nightmares sometimes visit me during the day. Ask me a question then. It might calm me down. My connection? Well, I used to live in America, and you know, they were a big thing over there. Every kid loved living near one, and almost everyone I was friends with had some kind of toy of a character. It was a great place, which is primarily why I started working there. I worked at Freddy Fazbear's, yes, though it was many, many years ago, mind you. And they had loads of different locations, more than an average independent restaurant. Each building had an exclusive character which had its own toy, I think. It was like a collection thing, so the kids had to go to every Freddy Fazbear's in the area to finish the set of figurines or plushies or whatever. It was clever, and I'm sure it did wonders for them money-wise. But I can't help but wonder how sad the system would have been for a child on the poorest side of town. Although the characters had smaller cameo editions based on their they were always the main four guys, which were in the adverts, on the billboards, and on the pizza boxes, of course. Freddy Fazbear, obviously, Chica the chicken, Foxy the fox, and there was also a bunny rabbit called Bonnie. These four characters were huge where I lived, way bigger than Ronald McDonald and Colonel Sanders, you know? My past with the location is pretty personal, though, so I'd rather not go on about it. Not that I'm hiding anything from you, it's more for my own sake. I don't really like to talk about it anymore, not even with my daughter. But I'm sure that from the figurines around the location, you can guess that I know quite a lot. See you tomorrow.
He doesn't want to remember. We can help him tomorrow.
There are only a few minutes left of recording. I was thinking about some things since my last message. I feel like I haven't been honest enough with you. I've been trying, please know that. But some things I just... I have a question for you. A serious, personal question. I'll try to set an example. There's this person that's really close to you. He's recently been acting strange, maybe a bit scary. People say he's done horrible things. But you've trusted him for all your life. He's been listening to your problems and you really look up to him. Even if this person has made big mistakes in his life, if he does regret it in the end, would you be willing to forgive him if you know who he is? Would you look past his errors and try to bring him back into your life? Do you think you could trust him? No, this will do. Thank you for working with me so much. This is the end of your shift at the Popgoes Pizzeria. Your answer.
He wants to save her, and I will make his wish come true. Thank you, Strings. Popgoes.